MysteryWire.com, home of the unusual and unknown. From Area 51 to the paranormal, it's your source to the most vetted UFO stories and special investigations in the world. Take a journey into the universe of MysteryWire.com.
I want to start this way, Rael. The reason you're coming to Las Vegas, it's an important anniversary.
Very important. It's I know it doesn't make me younger, but it's the 35th birthday, not anniversary in English, of our organization. Birthday also, we can say, but 35 years. That's a long time.
35 years ago is when you had your encounter?
And yes, and so for 35 years I am traveling around the globe to spread this message, and from being alone with this message, and now we have 80,000 members in 85 countries.
In that 35 years, other than this incident that we're going to talk about, have you noticed a change in the attitude of other people who are not Raelians about you and your organization?
Yes, it changed a lot. Depending of what's happening in the world. You know, there was a beginning, everybody was very enthusiastic because they were focused on the UFO things, and they loved it. And then they realized the message is very revolutionary on many other aspects, not only contact with a UFO, but what is more important is not so much the contact, but the message. What do they recommend we change in our life? What does it change about our religion, philosophy, politics? It affects every aspect of our life. And then the strong reaction became a little bit different than just enthusiastic, UFO. And then became a little bit more fearful in some place. And then there was a cloning event, if you remember. Yes. Well, I'm sure you remember, which also changed a lot of things. And now the cloning and stem cell start to be accepted. So now I can say now we are living in the most positive time of our organization.
But I would imagine that to a lot of people, you are considered dangerous. Your ideas are dangerous.
At the beginning, I was not. Then for a while I was. Then I was not again, with 35 years. And then after the cloning, very dangerous. And now, I can say the majority of people, not dangerous at all.
Let's talk about this incident in
Yes.
Las Vegas. So you get off the plane and you were told about what happened?
No, I got off the plane and I arrived in like every year for 20 years in Las Vegas, and all my friends waiting for me, and you know, there was, I don't know, dozens of Raelians waiting for me with a little banner, welcome Rael, like every year. And all of a sudden I see police officers coming and asking the Raelian to leave. So I was very surprised, not me because I was arriving, but the Raelian. They say they threatened to make some arrests. The officers say, we will have to make some arrests if you don't move. I was shocked.
Arrests for what?
That's why my question, but I couldn't talk to them. But arrest for what? I don't know.
So
just for being, maybe they know they have a religious minority, but I thought in America the rights of religious minority are well protected. So I was very, very upset by that, and I asked the national guide of our organization to contact the ACLU and to speak with our attorney and to prosecute, because I don't think it's possible for police to expel from the airport people just because they are member of a religious minority. I don't think it's possible in America.
Is it basically boils down to the symbol?
I don't think so.
That was
there
part
was
of
a
it.
banner, but you know, the symbol is very small. So there was a banner, welcome Rael, and I think somebody in the management of the airport just doesn't like the Raelian. But we have the right to exist.
Tell me about the symbol.
The symbol is the oldest symbol on Earth. You have it, you know, in the Tibetan temple, Buddhist temple, Hinduist, you know. I can say more than 1 billion people on Earth pray in temple where you have a swastika every day. And the very symbol which makes the Star of David and swastika is in the Tibetan Book of Death, or Bardo Todol. So it's a very old symbol. And of course, we have nothing to do, it has nothing to do with the Nazis. It's the opposite, because our goal, the most important goal of the Raelian movement is to build an embassy close to Jerusalem to welcome Elohim. Elohim being the name that the Jewish people give to God, and they are the creator of life on earth. So there is absolutely no possible association with the Nazis. Oh, the opposite, on the contrary. We want to help Israel, and we are pro-Israel.
This symbol basically was abducted by the Nazis.
Of course, not a full symbol, just a swastika.
Yeah, the swastika.
Was stolen by Adolf Hitler. And there are many explanations about why he did that. One of the most interesting is there was a kind of attempt to kill the Kaiser. And the life of the Kaiser was saved by a Buddhist monk. Huh. And the Buddhist monk had the swastika. And when the Kaiser said, I want to thank you for saving my life, how can I thank you? He said, if you like, put on yourself a swastika. And the Kaiser engraved on his sword a swastika. And Adolf Hitler was a big admirer of the Kaiser, and so decided to accept it, and he connected it with his theory, stupid theory about the superior race of Indo-European people, and so it fit with his theory, and that's why he stole this symbol.
Even if you were Nazis, you should be, which you are not, you should be able to wear that symbol regardless. I know you wouldn't.
I know the principle, but I cannot, even think about that, because you have neo-Nazis in America. You have a Ku Klux Klan, and many groups use that, and they win in court the right to wear this symbol. But we have nothing to do with that.
Right.
It's the opposite. We are a non-violent group, peaceful group, anti-apartheid, anti-racism group, fighting against anti-Semitism. So it's completely the opposite. Only out of people who have no knowledge, just prejudices, and that's why we expect apologies from this management of the Las Vegas airport.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask next. Is what are you asking? What would you like to see happen?
Public apologies. Not me, I was not affected at all, but our members, our followers, being in America, country of religious freedom, number one in the world, I think, coming to the airport and being told by a police officer, you cannot be there. Why? We cannot tell you, but you cannot be there. We are waiting for our religious leader. No, if the Dalai Lama is coming, will you expel us? They say, we cannot tell you, but you have to leave right now. That's terrible.
And if you don't get an apology, what do you do?
We are talking with our attorneys, and we also send the information to the ACLU, and I think we cannot accept that, not only for us, but for, if you start like that, it started like that in Nazi Germany precisely, and then you can have more terrible things. And I think with the shift from George Bush to Obama, we can hope that America is becoming more respectful and more peaceful. And the Las Vegas Airport Authority is doing exactly the opposite for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, Las Vegas is supposed to welcome everybody.
And I think with the nowadays economy problem, you need a lot of convention here. We selected Las Vegas to have a convention where people will come from every continent. If the Raelians are not welcome here, we will organize our next convention in another place. But I think the Las Vegas economy needs to let the people be welcome in the airport in a proper manner.
One other question. Tell me about the organization, how you're doing worldwide. What's the status of things?
Now it's huge. We are in 86 countries. I have difficulty to get... 93, sorry. We are 93. Now, I said again, if you cut it, we are now in 93 countries, and we have about 80,000 members, and it's developing very quickly, especially, I must say, in Asia. Japan being our number one country about the number of Raelian and the dynamism of the members.
A couple of years ago, when you made the announcements about cloning work, a lot of attention, a lot of negative attention. That's calmed down somewhat, and does the work continue?
Of course, but about that you have to talk to Dr. Boisselier, who is in
Yes.
charge. As I always say, and the media keep on saying that the Raelian cloned the baby, we have nothing to do with the cloning company. But philosophically, religiously, I am in favor of it, and I support Dr. Boisselier in his enterprise to clone human beings. But it's absolutely not the Raelian movement. But I have been saying that for, I don't remember, 7 years. Yes. And always the media says, Raelian, the group who clone a baby. We never do. We are only a philosophical group, but we support stem cell also, and I know that your new president, Barack Obama, I hope will change the law and promote stem cell, which is great things to do, and also will cancel the law anti-abortion, because we also are in favor of abortion, of teaching to children to use condom, which is much better than teaching them, refraining to have sex. There is a word for that in English. Abstinence, which is very stupid. You cannot teach to a 15 or 16 years old hormonal volcano, that's what we are when we are 16, abstinence. Wait a minute, this is just beautiful poetry, it doesn't work. And it shows it doesn't work. So condom, use condom, and I think giving condom at schools for free to protect the children, because if not, we will have thousands of young people dying from AIDS, and that's very safe. And I think Obama is a great president for America. Will change a lot of things.
I do have one other question. The Christmas season coming up.
Yes.
Do the Raelians recognize this? Are you tolerant of that? I know you, in some interviews we've had before, you are tolerant, but you're also sharply critical of some of
At the same time, yes, because Christmas is supposed to celebrate the birth of Jesus, who was a very important prophet, a very important messenger of the Elohim. But at the same time, he was not a God. And at the same time, we recognize Jesus as a messenger of the Elohim, but we are atheists. We don't believe in God. So that's very difficult to understand for some people. We are very religious, but we don't believe in God. And some people say, how can you claim you are religious if you don't believe in God? Best example I can give you is a Buddhist. There is no such thing as a God, like the Dalai Lama said on CNN, in the Buddhism. But of course, it's a religion with a high level of spirituality. Spirituality is very important for the future. And human beings need desperately spirituality. But no God. God is killing people. The myth of God is killing people. And spirituality is saving people. You know, in Japan, where very few people believe in God, they have the highest rate of suicide, because there is not enough spirituality. So here, I bring a spirituality which is adapted to the new technologies. For me, the most religious thing we have on earth, it may surprise you, is the internet. Because internet is a religious experience. You know, before, where people were going to feel connected to all the planet, churches, temples, not anymore. In Canada, they are making the church, which are empty, completely empty, supermarket or dancing or discotheque. In Europe, they are totally empty, except in some pocket. But France, most of the church are empty. No more priests, because young people don't want to become priests. But the need for spirituality is very, very important. So people are a little bit lost. And that's why they try to feel connected with other people. And where do they go? On their computer. On the internet, you feel connected, and I'm sure you do it every day, to everybody on the planet. So that's why I said the internet is a religious experience, but people don't realize it. So all of a sudden, you feel one, no border with all humankind, and that's wonderful. And that's kind of new spirituality that the Raelian movement promote. Not only that, but stem cell, but cloning. Cloning, what is the most important and beautiful part of human cloning? Giving you eternal life. Not anymore need to go to a church or temple to hear the priest talk about eternal life. Eternal life become a scientific fact, and that's beautiful.